What's up guys, my name is Stoody. I'd like to welcome you all back to another video. And in today's video I'm going to be doing my round 18 tips for the 2023 AFL season. Before we get into this week's tips, I'm going to go ahead and see how I went last week. So last week I got 7 out of 9 correct tips. It's a bit weird though, because apparently on ESPN it had that I tipped Richmond, but I didn't on the AFL.com app. So if I'm in any of the ESPN competitions, it probably says I got 8. It's a weird one, but I'll take it. I'll take it any day of the week because it helps me in my competitions on ESPN. But it's kind of annoying, you know, using 2 different websites for tipping, because sometimes you might forget and all that. But anyway, my main competition is on afl.com.au. So yeah, that's the main tipping site I use. So with getting 7 out of 9, I am now currently on 100 tips for the season, even 100. So not doing too good, but it's whatever. Hopefully Supercoach improves or whatever. Supercoach is still pretty good, to be fair. But anyway, let's just go through what 2 games I got wrong. So Richmond defied the match fixing against Sydney, and I also tipped Fremantle to beat Carlton. Those were the 2 that I got incorrect. Anyway, moving on to round 18, and this is a pretty difficult round to tip as well. So another ridiculous Thursday night game. We have Sydney taking on the Western Bulldogs at the SCG. Now this one's a tough one. Got a coin, flip it, whatever. But I'm going to be tipping Sydney in this one by just the 8 points. Not with too much confidence. I think the Bulldogs are definitely the better team, but I think it's at home for the Swans. They'll be more desperate to win this. They're 6-9-1. Yeah, they badly need to win this, and I don't think the Bulldogs are actually in that great a form at the moment. I'm pretty sure they've lost maybe 4 of the last 5, something like that. I know they beat Fremantle, but it's only Fremantle in some terrible form. Almost 60% have gone the Swans at the time I'm recording this, so I think the Swans are the safer option, and I'm going to go them. Moving on to Friday night, we have Melbourne taking on Brisbane at the MCG. I'm going to be picking Melbourne in this one by 4 points, mainly because it's at the MCG, and we all know how terrible Brisbane are at the MCG. If Brisbane didn't have such a terrible MCG record, I'd probably tip Brisbane because I think they're in way better form. Melbourne have some injuries and not in the best form. So I think Melbourne are struggling, but I think I'd rather tip Melbourne because of Brisbane. They're just terrible at the G, so I've got to go Melbourne. Moving on to Saturday afternoon, we have Collingwood taking on Fremantle at the MCG. I'm going to be doing Collingwood in this one by 51 points. Fremantle in absolutely no means land. I don't know what's wrong with them. They've just been terrible. They got absolutely destroyed against Carlton on their home deck. They're versing Collingwood, the top of the table team. So Collingwood should be able to easily account for Fremantle, especially at home. So I can't see Fremantle having any chance in this one. I'm expecting Collingwood to really dominate. The other Saturday afternoon game, we have the Gold Coast Suns taking on St Kilda at Metricon Stadium. I'm going to be doing Gold Coast in this one by 18 points. Now, I would have leaned towards St Kilda had Stewie not been sacked. I think whenever coaches get sacked, teams tend to have a good game the next game. And I think Gold Coast will be wanting to win this one for Stewie. Finals are still a possibility for them. They're at home and St Kilda are in a bit of shaky form. So I wouldn't be surprised if Gold Coast go on to win this one against the Saints. Only 46% actually went the Suns. I'm kind of surprised. I thought the Suns would have some more tips, but I'm going to go kind of against the grain. Go the Suns. Hopefully I'll get it correct. Saturday twilight, we have Carlton taking on Port Adelaide at Marvel Stadium. Again, this is a very, very awkward one. I mean, people really overrate Port. I think they're overhyped, overrated. I know they're on a 13-game win streak, but they're not that as good as what their ladder position suggests, I don't think. I'm going to tip Port Adelaide in this one by 2 points. This is mainly a defensive tip because almost 80% have tipped Port Adelaide. But I have a feeling Carlton are going to go ahead and win this one. I said it to you first. Carlton all of a sudden are in some really good form, but I also have a motto: don't tip Carlton. They're the team that stuff up your tips. And whenever I use that motto and Carlton win, they still stuff up my tips by winning. So fuck Carlton. I'm tipping Port, even though I think Carlton have a really good chance to win this. Moving on to Saturday night, we have Geelong taking on Essendon At GMHBA Stadium, I'm going to be doing Geelong in this one by 32 points. I think Geelong should be able to account for Essendon at home. Geelong clearly the better team, I think, and at home they'll be looking to try and stay in the 8, and Geelong are just really hard to beat over there at GMHBA, and I think Essendon will have some serious problems beating them. So I just think this is one of the easier tips of the week. Just tip Geelong and you should be able to rest easy. The other Saturday night game, we have Adelaide taking on the GWS Giants at Adelaide Oval. I'm going to be doing Adelaide in this one by 24 points, mainly because it's at home. If it was at Giants Stadium, I would consider tipping the Giants, but I just think the Crows should be too strong for the Giants. I think the Giants are a bit overrated at the moment. They are in some good form, but people think they're a chance for the 8. I don't think so. The Crows are a team that are a genuine chance for the 8. They're a decent team. GWS, they're okay, but they're not like top 8 material, whereas the Crows, they can be top 8 material. So I think the Crows at home should be able to get the job done. Moving on to Sunday afternoon, we have North of Melbourne taking on Hawthorn at Marvel Stadium. I'm going to be tipping Hawthorn in this one by 7 points as a bit of a defensive tip, mainly because 82% have tipped Hawthorn. But I actually think North Melbourne are going to win this one. They've lost 15 in a row. This is their chance to finally get that win, and I think they can do it against the Hawks. The Hawks are the safe option though, so I'm just going the safe option because I'm a bit behind in the tipping, and it's a pretty difficult week for tipping. I did tip North in the gauntlet, I believe, for this week, so I really hope North can get the job done. Moving on to Sunday twilight, we have the match of the round. We have West Coast taking on Richmond at Optus Stadium. I'm going to be tipping Richmond in this one by 184 points. Should be a pretty piss easy win for Richmond. West Coast are a joke. The reason why I picked 184 points is because Richmond beat Sydney by 13 points and Sydney beat West Coast by 171 points. So if you add all that together, it equals 184 points. Last time we were at Optus against West Coast, we won by over 100, and I think it should definitely be the same story. That game where we won by over 100 was Ronan's 79th birthday as well. We were on Ronan's undefeated streak on his birthday, and I can't wait to say suck shit to Alex when we flog them. So those are my tips for round 18. Be sure to leave your tips in the comment section down below. Don't forget to subscribe for more content like this. Be sure to hit the thumbs up button, leave a like on this video. Be sure to subscribe to my premium member, Let's Chat with Nick. Link to his channel is in the description. Also be sure to become a channel member. Just click the join button next to my name. Also be sure to join my Discord server. It is called Australian Sports Community. Link to that is in the description. Also be sure to subscribe to my second YouTube channel. It is called Stoody Archives. Link to that is also in the description. Also be sure to follow me on my other social media accounts. I have Instagram, I have Twitter, and I also have TikTok. The username for all those is StoodyYT. Links to all those will also be in the description. I hope you have a good day, and I'll see you all in the next video.